Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce are two of the most dynamic personalities in the NBA. With both players being former stars and now media personalities, it's no surprise to find them exchanging words on different topics. Stephen A. Smith is the lead sports analyst on ESPN's First Take. He has experience talking about topics ranging from basketball to politics. Paul Pierce, on the other hand, is a 10-time NBA All-Star and former Celtics great. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce have crossed paths in their media careers, debating about current topics relating to the NBA. Both have made waves in their respective fields, providing insight and entertainment to millions of viewers. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce have differing opinions on everything from how a basketball team should be run to who should be the MVP for the season. Their wit, knowledge, and character make them an entertaining duo. While Stephen A. Smith is an advocate of analytics and making successful decisions, Paul Pierce has a more traditional approach to the game. While often met with different opinions, Smith and Pierce are always sure to provide an entertaining show. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce both have successful media careers, and it's no surprise that their paths often cross. Even when their opinions differ, the two can often be found making a joke or two while debating each other. When Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce are debating, you can expect to see rich personalities, sharp wit, and plenty of knowledge. Every debate is sure to provide some great entertainment and insight. It's interesting to watch Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce debate on topics such as LeBron James or the Boston Celtics. Both bring their own unique perspective and knowledge to the table. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce have been both players and media personalities. With each conversation they have, their unique personalities come out, for better or worse. No matter what topic Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce are discussing, it's sure to get heated. Whether it's LeBron's greatness or the ever-controversial analytics debate, these two can always find something to talk about. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce have had some lively debates over the years. With different perspectives and opinions, the two never fail to put on a show when discussing different topics. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce are two of the premier analysts on ESPN. They have different opinions, but they both know their stuff and provide great insight to the viewers. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce often clash when discussing heated topics in the NBA. Both have very strong opinions and aren't afraid to defend what they believe in. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce have a long history of debating about different topics. From LeBron James to analytics, the two have discussed it all. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce are both well-known personalities in the NBA. They often approach topics from two different angles, which makes for great debates. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce have had some interesting debates over the years. Both have valid points and they make sure to let their opinion be known, no matter the situation. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce have always been great media personalities. They always seem to be debating and exchanging opinions on different topics, which often leads to some interesting conversations. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce both know how to argue their points and make valid points. Whether it's about a current player or a team, these two always bring their A game to the debate. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce have had some classic debates over the years. Whether it be about LeBron's greatness, the success of the Celtics, or the analytics of the game, these two never fail to provide an entertaining show. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce have had some fiery debates in the past. Regardless of whether they agree or disagree, both are sure to provide an in-depth and insightful perspective on any topic. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce both have a knack for getting heated when it comes to debates. They often provide different perspectives but still manage to get their point across. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce have developed a great working relationship throughout their careers. They regularly debate on topics while still remaining friends and colleagues. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce often butt heads on topics such as analytics or player greatness. Despite this, their debates are always entertaining and insightful. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce are two of the most influential figures in the basketball world. Their debates often spark interesting conversations and lively debates. Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce never fail to surprise viewers with their perspectives and insight. Topics such as analytics or player greatness often bring out the best in the both of them.